This unstoppable offense helped me win a Madden money tournament, winning 6 games in a row and putting up tons of points with ease. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the main setups that helped me win this tournament. I'll be running gun bunch tight end in the Seahawks offensive playbook, and the plays I'm running are also in other playbooks, so I'll be sure to have those on the screen for you. Now let's get started. Alright guys, so for the first setup, we're gonna go over whips, and whips is a very powerful play. And you can see that we have 2 whips on either or both sides of the field, which makes this play automatically very, very good. Now for setup number 1, all we're going to do is put the running back on a flat, then we're going to put the outside bunch receiver also on a flat, then we're going to leave everything else the same. Now this play is very good at beating man or zone defense, but your first read in the play will always be this flat on the outside bunch receiver. So we're gonna snap the ball, and if that flat is open, we can pass lead that to the outside and get an easy 4 to 5 yards, maybe even more if we're able to break that tackle. But it's very important that we make our opponent respect the flats, because that will open up other areas deep down the field. So our second read in the play, once I get the play set up, is going to be the inside bunch receiver on that whip route. So we're going to snap the ball here, and if we see the flat is guarded, we're going to take our eyes to the whip, and we're going to hit him in that open window if that window is open. What's very important when making reads is reading where the wide receivers are running to. So for example, when we're reading this zig, we don't want to read directly at this player, right? We want to look at the place that he's running to, and we can see when we look into that window, there's no defenders there. So we know we can pass lead that ball to that window to the outside, and then we can get an easy catch for probably a first down, maybe more, if we can get a good rack catch on that receiver. Now your next read in the play will be this curl route, and the curl is very, very good because the zigs will usually occupy the user, which lets the middle of the field to be wide open. So I'm going to snap the ball here, and you're going to see your third read, the curl route, could be wide open in the middle of the field. I don't know what the animation was. Let's just do that one more time. So here we go. We're going to set up the play. Again, it's only two different hot routes, and you're going to see, once I set this up, so you're going to see when I snap the ball that the curl route could be wide open in the middle of the field. Make sure we could probably rack catch it there, but that time I just possession caught it. But a lot of the times, what you'll see happen is that the defense will want to guard the zig routes, so then we will have this curl route wide open in the middle of the field. So that is your third read. So again, you want to read the flat first. So let me set this up. The flat first, then you're going to read the zig, then third, you're going to read the curl route. Now your fourth read in the play will be the tight end zig, and once again, if we see that everything else is guarded, we're going to take a look at the window that the tight end is running to, and we see that window is open, so we can pass lead that to the outside, get an easy rack catch, and get up the field for as many yards as possible. And once again, as the QB, in Madden at least, we have an eagle's eye view of the field, so we're able to look at spaces of the field a lot easier, and we can see that this window is wide open, so we pass lead it to that tight end, and we get an easy gain. Now your last read in the play is just going to be the running back flat. If everything is guarded, you'll likely have your last read open, and if not, you just throw the ball away. But we're going to snap the ball here, we're going to look at everything else, and we see that the running back is wide open. We can pass it to him, rack catch it, and get up the field for as many yards as possible. Now I want to show you this play versus man coverage, because versus man, the zigs absolutely torch man defense. So against man defense, I'm really just looking at these 2 zig routes because one of them is bound to get open. So I'm going to snap the ball here, and you're going to see that one of the zigs will get open. And right there, our tight end got open, and we were able to get a ton of yards on that play. So if your defense, or if your opponent tries to play man defense against you when you're running this scheme, they're going to have to get out of it because this play is just too good. So that's setup number 1. Now let's get into setup number 2 out of the play whips in the formation bunch tight end. Now for this, it's also very simple. All you're going to do is flat the running back, then you're going to flat the outside bunch receiver, then you're going to put the middle bunch receiver on a post just like this, then you're going to custom stem him all the way down to the line of scrimmage. And you can do that by pressing wired triangle, then pressing the receiver's icon, and then holding LB or L1, and then moving the left stick all the way down until the post reaches the line of scrimmage. So the play should look like this. Now your first read in this play will be the flat route by the outside bunch receiver. When I snap the ball, if I see the flats are open, I'm going to pass lead it outside and get as many yards as possible. So again, you want to make your opponent respect the flats. Now your second read in the play will be the zig route by the inside bunch receiver. And when I snap this ball, all you're going to do is read the flat, and if that's not open, we're going to read the zig. And if that zig is open, we're going to hit the zig right away to hit our second read in that window. And once again, zigs are very good at beating man coverage. So let's just show you that route versus man. So let's set up the play here. And you're going to see that the zig should be able to create a ton of separation. And we see right there, he creates a lot of separation. We can pass lead that to the outside, get as many yards as possible. It's also worth noting that it's better when you have a fast wide receiver in this inside bunch look, because if you have a fast receiver on or in this position, he'll be able to create more separation, especially in regs. Now your third read is going to be the post route by the middle bunch receiver. So we see that receiver right here. And what you're going to do, if your first two reads are guarded, you're going to look into the middle of the field. And if the middle of the field is open, you can usually pass lead the ball down away from the deep safeties to get that catch to the post. And you're going to see right here, we could do that. And we can pass lead that ball down, like I said before. And you could come back to the ball with the receiver for an easy catch. Now this post is also very good at beating man coverage as well. So we're going to set up this play again, and you're going to see that the post will be able to create some separation. You see right there, we were able to get a cool diving catch animation right there with a pass lead down once again. So that post is very good at beating man defense as well. Now your fourth read in the play will be the tight end zig, and the tight end zig again is also very good at beating man or zone. And we see right here that this tight end zig could get wide open versus zone. And I'm going to show you it versus man right here. So I'm going to go to cover 2 man, which is very popular right now in the game. A lot of people have issues with it, but this defense will completely annihilate cover 2 man. You're going to see right here that the tight end zig creates a ton of separation, and we're able to get a ton of easy yards with just a very simple route that a lot of people struggle to guard. Now your last read in this play is simply just going to be the running back flat. Now the running back flat is, just there as a check down route if everything else is guarded. So we're going to see here, everything is guarded. We can just hit this running back flat and get as many yards as possible. And again, you always want to be sure you make the opponent respect the flats. Now that is setup number 2 out of whips, and it's super powerful versus man or zone. Now let's get into the third setup out of whips. Now for this setup, all we're going to do is put a flat on the outside bunch receiver, then we're going to put a flat on the tight end, then we're going to put the running back on a streak. So the play should look like this. Now your first read in the play will be the tight end flat. Now, if there's no flats, we're just going to hit that tight end with a pass lead outside, and we're going to get up the field for as many yards as possible. Now, again, if there's no flats, you want to hit that tight end flat every single time to make the defense respect that route. Now, the reason we want to be sure we make the defense respect that route is because usually, to respect that route, you need to put a hard flat on the field. And when you put a hard flat on the field, that will open up the running back streak. So your second read is the running back streak. So if there's a flat on the field, we're going to look at the running back streak, and the running back streak will be wide open up that seam for an easy possession catch, or sometimes you can rack catch that and get a ton of yards up the field. So those are your first 2 reads. Now your third read in this play will be the curl route, and the curl route could get open in the middle of the field against zone, especially if the user is guarding the zig or the running back streak. So I'm going to snap the ball here, and you're going to see that the curl route could be wide open in the middle of the field for an easy dot 10 yards or a little bit more for an easy first down, and you can keep moving the chains. Now your fourth read in the play will be the zig route by the inside bunch receiver. Now, a lot of the times, if the user guards the middle of the field, this zig will be wide open in this little pocket, just like you see right here, and you can pass lead that to the outside and get a ton of yards up the field. And again, keep getting first downs, keep moving the chains and spreading the ball around, making it very hard on your opponent. Now the zig also beats cover 2 man, and you're going to see here, once I set up the play, that the zig will completely torch man defense right here, and we can just pass lead that to the outside, and we can get up the field with a rack animation and try to get as many yards as possible. Now lastly, as a check down option, we have the flat route by the outside bunch receiver. And if nothing is guarded or if there's a lot of pressure on you, you can just hit this flat if there's nobody guarding it, and you can get a couple of yards just hitting your check down and living for another day. All right, so now we're in setup number 4 for whips, and this setup is very good when you need 5 to 10 yards. So for this setup, all we're gonna do is put the running back on a streak, then we're going to put the tight end on an out route, and we're gonna custom stem him one time up with the D-pad. So we can do that by pressing Y or triangle, pressing the receiver's icon, or in this case, the tight end's icon, then holding LB or L1, and then pressing the D-pad up one time. So the out route should have went up 5 yards. So it should be a 10-yard out route. Then on the left side, on the bunch side at least, we're going to just put the outside bunch receiver on a flat. So the play should look like this. Now we already went over in the previous setups the same combo on the bunch side. So I just want to show you the combo on the right side. The reason this is so good is because it makes flats. So you see a hard flat right here. The running back streak is going to pull the flat inside, and that will open up the out route to be wide open on the outside. So if your opponent is running hard flats, you should be able to hit this tight end out route for easy yards, especially in like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 8, 4th and 5 situations. So you're gonna see here, I'm gonna snap the ball, and the flat will be pulled to the inside, and we can get an easy throw with a pass lead to the outside, and sometimes even down, just to make sure it's away from defenders for an easy catch. So let's just do this again. So I'm going to shade down the defense. I'm going to even put the flat way over here, so he gets already like outside leverage. I'm going to set up the play here. I'm going to custom stem the tight end up one time. I'm going to snap the ball, and you're going to see that again the defender gets sucked to the inside, and we have an easy throw to that tight end out route with a pass lead outside and sometimes down. I like throwing it down away from that deep zone, and I'm going to show you this again because it's really, really cool. You can get easy yards when your opponent is running flat. So again, running back on a streak, tight end on an out route, custom stem him one time up with the D-pad. Not going to even worry about the bunch side right now. I just want to show you how this works consistently. You're going to see here, we get an easy throw to the outside, even if our opponent is running flats, because that running back streak sucks in the flat defender. So that is setup number 4 out of whips, and it's pretty much unstoppable when you need yards in kind of short yardage situations. For setup number 5 out of whips, we're going to go over a play that torches cover 0 blitzes. So you're going to see here, we're in a cover 0 blitz on defense, and for offense, all we're going to do is block the running back, and then we're going to put the middle bunch receiver on a post, then we're going to put the outside bunch receiver on a streak. So the play should look like this. Now your first reads, and I'm saying reads plural because you want to read the 2 zig routes. If one of those gets open, you want to hit your underneath zig routes as soon as possible because again, this is a cover 0 beater, meaning the defense is going to be blitzing a lot of players, and we are blocking the running back, but blitzes are pretty crazy this year, so we want to be sure we hit our underneath if it's open. So I'm going to snap the ball here, and if anything is open underneath, I'm going to hit that route, and right there we have DK Metcalf, and he gets wide open with the zig, and we can get a bunch of yards down the field because in a cover 0 blitz, there's no help over the top or underneath. It's just man on man. So if your player beats your man, you're going to have a lot of yards. Now your second read will be the post route by the middle bunch receiver, and this post could get open over the top. So we're going to snap the ball here, and if he gets open over the top, we can lob pass this in stride, and we can get an easy touchdown. And when I say lob pass in stride, I just mean I tap the button for a lob pass, and I move the stick all the way up to hit that receiver in stride. Now your last read in this play will be the streak by the outside bunch receiver, and if he's faster than that corner or just gets a good animation off the ball, he may be able to get open deep, and right there he does, and we can freeform that up in stride to that receiver for an easy touchdown. So that is the cover 0 beater out of whips, and it's super powerful and very hard to stop when your opponent is spamming cover 0 blitzes at you. For the next play, we're going to go over PA verticals, and this is in bunch tight end, and this play can be found in these playbooks. Now for the first setup, all we're going to do is streak the inside bunch receiver, then we're going to put the middle bunch receiver on a corner and custom stem him all the way down to the line of scrimmage. And we can do that by pressing Y or triangle, then pressing the receiver's icon, then pressing LB or L1, and then moving the left stick all the way down until the route reaches the line of scrimmage. Then all we're going to do is block our running back, then we're going to put the tight end on a drag route. So the play should look like this. Now I do want to mention, if your opponent is running a lot of match coverage, all you need to do to cancel that match coverage is motion the running back over to create a 4x1 set. So for example, a 4x1 set would be what we have right now on the screen. So we have 3 wide receivers, and then we have a running back all on the same side. But if I move the running back over, now we pretty much have a 3x1 set because we have 3 receivers and then a tight end. But this will have 4 receivers or 4 receiving options on one side, and that will cancel the match coverage. So again, if your opponent is running match, just motion the running back over to the bunch side. Now your first read in this play will be the drag route by the tight end. So when I snap the ball, if he's open underneath, we can hit him underneath and we can get as many yards as possible. And usually that drag by the tight end will be open versus zone. Even if your opponent shades underneath, a lot of the times that drag could still get open. And drags are also very good against man defense. This play is more of a zone beater, but just in case your opponent is in man defense, well, this drag could do a very good job of still creating separation. So you see right there, we create separation and we can pass lead that ball to the outside and we can get some easy yards to that tight end drag against zone or man. Now your second read in this play is going to be the seam streak by the inside bunch receiver. So I'm going to snap the ball here. If that seam is open, we can pass lead that down and we can get an easy catch to Metcalf. That was a weird ball right there. I felt like I pass led it down and bullet passed it, but it was weird. That was like a lob pass. So we're going to do this again. And again, if the seam is open for that seam streak, we can pass lead that ball down just like this, come back to the ball and get an easy 10, 15 yards, and maybe even more if we can break some tackles. Now your third read in this play is going to be the corner route, and the corner is very good against zone defense. So I'm going to snap the ball here, and you're going to see the fade route on the outside, pull any deep zones back, and we can freeform that pass down and away from that deep zone, and we can come back to the ball for an easy catch. So you're going to see here that this fade route pulls this defender back, and that opens up the corner route. And then what I do as the quarterback is I freeform the pass down, so I literally move the left stick down, and then I just bullet pass the ball to the corner, and then I click onto the wide receiver, come back and aggressive catch it away from the defenders, and get a ton of yards downfield. So that's how the corner can get open versus zone defense. Now your last read in this play is simply going to be the fade route. And I know the fade route isn't very good at its base, but when your opponent plays cover 2, so a play like this, cover 2 shell, the fade route will be wide open for a 1-play touchdown. So I'm going to snap the ball here, and you're going to see you can freeform this to the outside, and you have a wide open touchdown versus cover 2. So you always really kind of want to check late in the play if that fade route is open, because if your opponent is in cover 2, you can bomb him for a 1-play touchdown. And a lot of the times it kind of takes away your opponent's ability to play cover 2 because you always have that fade route in your back pocket. So that is setup number 1 out of PA verticals. Let's get to setup number 2. Now for setup number 2 for PA verticals, we have a very unique setup. So right here, what you're going to do is block the running back. Then you're going to motion him over to the left side, and you're going to put him on a flat. Then what you're going to do is streak the inside bunch receiver. Then you're going to put a curl route on the inside bunch receiver. Then you're going to custom stem that curl route 2 times up. So you're going to do that by pressing wire triangle, pressing the receiver's icon, holding LB or L1, then pressing the D-pad twice up. So 1, 2, and then the curl route should look like that. Then what you're going to do is put the tight end on a drag. So the play should look like this. Now your first read in this play is going to be the flat by the running back. So if the flat is open, let me get this set up here. I'm going to hit the flat if it's open, and we're going to pass lead him to the outside and get as many yards as possible. We want to be sure we make the defense respect the flats. Now your second read is going to be the tight end drag, and the tight end drag is very good at beating man or zone. So we're going to see here against zone that we can just hit them underneath the zone defenders and get the chains moving. Now we're going to go to man coverage so I can show you that the drag is very good at beating man. So we're going to set up this play. It takes a little bit longer than the other ones, but it's still very good. It's definitely worth the while. So again, this is against man defense, and you're going to see the tight end get separation versus man, and we get a ton of yards. That is a tight end against, what's the freaking corner's name? What's his name again? Certain, whatever. I'm not good with names, but I know him, and I know he's very good. But that's a tight end against one of the best corners in the NFL, and he was able to create separation. Now your last read is going to be the curl route. So once I get this set up here, you're going to see that the curl route is very, very good against zone. And it's very hard for a user to guard. So you're going to see here that this streak is going to pull back any deep zones, and the curl route will be wide open deep in the middle of the field. So you're going to see here, we're going to snap the ball, and as long as we have enough time in the pocket, we're going to have this curl route, and we can come back to the ball for some easy yards downfield. So the curl is very good against zone, especially with that pull route streak. So that is setup number 2 out of PA verticals, and it's super unique and very powerful. Now let's get into the next setup for PA verticals. All right, so now for PA verticals setup number 3, all we're going to do is streak the tight end, put the running back on a flat, but also if you want to block your running back, that is fine too. Then we're going to put the middle bunch receiver on a flat. Then we're going to put the outside bunch receiver on a drag. So the play should look like this. Now your first read in the play is the running back flat. And if the flats are open, we can hit that flat with a pass lead to the outside, and we get a horrible rack animation there, but you get the point. We were still able to get 5 to 6 yards there. So if the flats are open, you always want to take your flats. Now your second read in this play is going to be the drag route, and the drag is very good at beating zone or man. And against zone, a lot of the times, you can hit the drag underneath all of the zones for an easy 5 to 6 yards, sometimes more if you can get a good rack catch and get up the field fast. Now against man defense, drags are also very, very good. So we're going to set up the play again. Oh, that's not the right setup. There we go. And you're going to see that the drag is able to create separation with a pass lead in stride, and we're able to get 3 to 4 yards there. I wish we had a better rack animation there, but we're still able to get a couple of yards. Now your third read in the play is going to be the crossing route, and the crossing route is very good against beating man or zone, and against zone, the streak will pull any deep zones up the field, and we can pass lead that ball down. That was a horrible throw. Let's just do that again. So here we go, we set up the play, and you're gonna see this streak by the tight end is able to pull the deep outside zone just enough for us to freeform the pass down away from that player, and we have to come back to the ball. So we have to be able to freeform down and come back to that football. So let's try this again. We're gonna set up the play here, and then make sure we have it right, and put the running back on a flat, and hopefully we can block for a little bit of time, and we can freeform that down just like that, and we're able to get some easy yards down the field. So once again, we want to be sure we freeform that down, and we click onto the receiver, come back to the ball, and get an easy first down and more. Now that crossing route is also very good at beating man defense. So what we're going to do is set up the play, and you're going to see that the crossing route is able to create a lot of separation. And right there, we do create separation, but we don't have enough time in the pocket. So let's just do this again. Maybe this time we'll actually block the running back so we have extra protection. Again, we have to adjust to what our opponent is doing. So here we go. We're going to block the running back this time, and then we're going to try to get enough time in the pocket. You see there, we create separation, and we have a horrible throw again. Come on, we got this. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on, Gino. You're not even on the freaking Seahawks anymore. We need you here. We need you. Show the Seahawks what they're missing. All right. Man defense, crossing route. Let's go. Give me enough time in the pocket. No. We had a lot of separation. No, we're going to go through this together here. We're going to go through this together. We got this. Like, I believe in us. Again, man coverage. Let's go. It's just a 4-man rush. Come on. He gets pressed to hell. There we go. Boom. Touchdown. That's what needed to happen 5 times ago. But that's what happens when you have enough time in the pocket. You step up in the pocket. You're going to have that crossing route wide open against man coverage. So that is setup number 3 for PA verticals. Is it 3 or 4? That is setup number 3 for PA verticals. Let's go to setup number 4. For setup number 4, we're going to go over a one-play touchdown out of PA verticals that beats cover 3 and cover 4. So for this setup, all we're going to do is block the running back. Then we're going to put the tight end on a corner. Then we're going to streak the innermost receiver on the bunch side. Then we're going to put a drag route on the outside bunch receiver. Then what we're going to do is custom stem the post route by the middle bunch receiver 2 times down with the D-pad. So we can do that by pressing Y or triangle, pressing the receiver's icon, holding LB or L1, then pressing the D-pad down 2 times. So 1, 2, and then the play should look like this. Now right here on defense, I'm in cover 4 drop, so this play completely annihilates cover 4 drop. Now your first read in the play, if there's a lot of pressure, you can probably hit the drag route for an easy check down route, just like this. You're gonna see we can get easy yards. And even though this is a 1-play touchdown, we still wanna hit those shorter routes, just in case we don't have time to hit that deeper route. But if we do have time, this is what could happen. So I'm gonna set up the play here. I'm gonna block the running back. I'm gonna put the outside receiver on a drag. So I'm gonna snap the ball. And if we have enough time in the pocket, we're gonna be able to hit this guy for a 1-play touchdown, just like this, with the pass lead up and in stride to that post for, well, we got stopped at the 1, but for a very close 1-play touchdown. Now let's go to cover 3. Now cover 3, it is the same thing. So we're gonna set up the same play, and we're gonna custom stem that post route, and then we're gonna set up that tight end on a corner, block the running back, we're gonna snap the ball, and if we have enough time in the pocket, once again, we're gonna be able to have this guy wide open versus cover 3, for this time an actual 1-play touchdown. So this play is very powerful if your opponent is spamming cover 3 or cover 4, and you can catch them off guard by running this 1-play touchdown. Now for the next setup, we're gonna go over a run play, and it's called HB off tackle. And this play is very, very good as long as you follow your blocks. And just like that, we get a ton of yards, and you wanna be sure you don't hold the sprint button until you get past the line of scrimmage. And the goal is to be very patient. So when I snap the ball here, I'm gonna let the blocks develop. And right there was a good shoot by the linebacker. But again, as long as you get back to the line of scrimmage, in my opinion, that is a positive. So right here, we're gonna snap the ball against a random defense, and we can sometimes take that to the outside, and just like that, we get a ton of yards that time as well. So when you run this HB off tackle, it kind of just makes the defense have to respect this run because it's very, very good. And right there, we don't get too good of blocking, but you get the point. It is still a very good run. So right here, you can even cut it back a little bit, try to make some moves. Right there, we get 3 to 4 yards. Let's do it again. I wanna get a good run here. We can try to get this outside. There we go. Make a move. I try to make a move. I didn't have to make a move. I could have just kept going straight, get 5 yards. Try to get too fancy for the video. But there you go. We get good blocking there, and we get 10 yards. It's not going to happen every single time. It's football. There's a lot of chance involved. Sometimes you can just get insta-shedded, but it's a very, very good run play, and you can get 4 to 5 yards on this run, sometimes even more a lot of the times. So definitely incorporate this when you're running this scheme. Now we're going to go over the play RPO Alert Bubble, and this is also a very good play. What you want to do is read the outside defenders, and if they look like they're about to get blocked, we can hit the bubble just like this, and we can get outside. For that would be a 1-play touchdown. So if you don't think that is open though, you don't want to force it. So I'm going to snap the ball here. I'm going to read. Oh, I forgot to audible to RPO Alert Bubble. Let's go back to that one more time. So we're going to go to RPO Alert Bubble. We want to read that. I don't like the look. Then we just hand it off to our running back by pressing no button. We don't have to press any button to hand the ball off to the running back. So let's go to RPO Alert Bubble again. Right here, I don't like the look. And that time we get blown up a little bit. They ran a blitz. So I really wouldn't call that play against a blitz because the handoff is a little slow. But it's still a very good play when you mix it into the offense. So here we go. I don't love this look because look at all the defenders on the left side. We look very outmatched there. We have 3 offensive players there, 2 blockers, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 players on the left side that could make a play. So we're likely going to hand the ball off here, and we do. And right there, we get an easy 3, 4, maybe I don't think 5 yards, 3 to 4 yards there. So let's audible to it again. And right there, I don't love the look, but we're able to get some easy yards. So the key is to keep reading that left side, and if you don't like it, just don't press any button, and then you'll be able to run the ball with the running back. So let's just do this one more time, and I keep forgetting to freaking audible. That is on me. So let's go to RPO Alert Bubble again, and right there, again, I don't really love the look, but that time I just handed the ball off, and we made a good play on the outside. Let's do this one more time, and I actually kind of do like this look right there. I saw there was no flat. Nobody was coming to attack the bubble, so I gave it to the bubble and we got an easy 5 yards, and it makes the opponent have to respect the bubble. I hope you enjoyed this offensive scheme, and if you did, you'll definitely enjoy this defensive scheme video going over the best defense in the game. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time.